Welcome to Play PS5, the podcast. Adam, I have a sickness. Let me tell you, it started in my pants. And it spread, and it spread, and it's going to keep spreading, and it's going to infect everybody that I touch, everybody around me. It's going to get in their pants and blow a hole in their pockets as well. It is called the PlayStation 5 pre-order itis, whatever it is. Adam, the PlayStation 5 pre-orders came out, and I can't stop buying things and pre-ordering them because I just want to have the ultimate package, the ultimate package right in my hands on November 12th. Adam, how you doing today?
Your auntie thinks I have the ultimate package.
You do. I've seen it. There we go. We said it. Cat's out of the bag. I've seen it. It's great.
Okay, so here's the thing. He has not seen my package. And
Yeah.
two, I am so poor. That is what today's theme is. Here's the thing, Alex.
Did we do the same thing for our gamer juice?
Here's the thing. I don't think so. I don't know what yours is.
Okay.
So definitely not. So I am so poor. I'm going to jump into it. I haven't drank anything because I can't afford water. I haven't eaten dinner yet. So here's what I've done for the podcast. I went to the Dollar Tree and got this pomegranate lemonade because I'm poor. I can't afford anything. And I was like, I can't eat any food. I haven't had dinner yet. So what I got, I stopped for dinner and got a dilly bar. I don't know if you can hear that.
That was a good crunch.
That was a dilly bar. So I'm going to eat my dilly bar dinner because that's all I can afford and sip my Dollar Tree pomegranate lemonade. And that's my gamer juice. That's my dinner. And it's because Sony, you took all my cash.
Yeah, we were all ballers until Sony was just like, all right, buy things now. And then we lost all self-control.
Oh, dude, this drink is horrible.
Adam, I also am very poor. My gamer juice, I'm one of those guys. My gamer juice is water. It's water. It's going to be water until November 12th, until I can recoup these losses. This isn't an investment. This is all one glorified waste of time, but I'm going to love wasting this time. Yeah, it's water. Adam, how are you feeling? We did an episode. Listen to it. Go back a little bit. Earlier this week, we dropped an episode about the pre-orders. We talked about it a little bit, the pre-order madness. How are you feeling a couple days after that, Adam?
Dude, I haven't had a dilly bar in years. This is real good.
Get the dill out of your mouth, Adam, and let's start talking about the Power A play of the week. Okay, so Adam, PlayStation 5 launched. They gave us a showcase. We didn't discuss the showcase too much in the last episode. So we got a rundown we're going to go through. We're going to go through a rundown of everything they talked about in the showcase. Adam doesn't want to talk about it. I do want to talk about it, so we're going to discuss a little bit. And then after that, segment 2, we're going to settle some bets, baby. We got some bets to settle. We had a lot of predictions, and a lot of them didn't come true. And there's going to be some beans delivered as a result of it. So let's jump right into it, Adam, unless you have anything else on your mind while you choke down that dill.
Dude, this play dilly bar the podcast where we just sit here live and eat dilly bars. That's the next podcast we're coming out with.
All right, yeah, dilly bars in your game hole. Okay, quick hits of the PS5 showcase. The PlayStation 5, everybody knows, full version, disc version, $499. Digital version, $399. Adam, at those price points, was there ever a thought that you might get the digital version? $399 is pretty cheap for what you're getting. It's the same guts on the inside, just no disc.
Here's the thing, man. When I buy Demon Souls for $70 and then I can play it, and after a month I can sell it back for $40, that's what I'm talking about. I am not paying digital and getting boned by playing all those digital games that I can't sell back. So no, I never even considered it once.
So you kind of have a point there. Yeah, when you have digital, you can buy used games, which is a hot market. You can sell your games if they're new and you play them for a little bit, sell them, lose about $20 maybe, who cares? And also with the disc version, you can play your old PlayStation 4 games, I'm assuming.
And Blu-ray, you can play DVDs,
Yeah. So that's the good thing. But in terms of saving money, the digital sales usually end up being way better than the physical sales. You get a lot of games that come out for like $5 and things like that. A lot of the games on the PlayStation Network never come out in physical versions. So that's part of the deal. If you got a digital one, you're not too neutered, but I'm sure that for the disc version, it'd be easy to recoup the price difference if you were just clever with some of your purchases. So, yeah, I know. $3.99. That's still a whole lot of kit for that little bit of caboodle. All right. So then next, Adam, the release date, November 12th. How about that? We'll talk about what that means in terms of bets, but November 12th, is that soon enough for you? Is it too close to Thanksgiving? Are you going to be able to last until November 12th, not having a PlayStation 4 or anything to do on your big old TV?
Listen, I don't know if I'll be able to blow my load that soon, but here's the thing. I ain't going home for Thanksgiving. But, sorry, Mom, I got PS5. Do you have a PS5? And as soon as she says no, I'm like, well, sorry. You can come here, but I ain't going there. You can't separate me from my PS5.
I think you and your mom should just go to your auntie's house, a.k.a. my bedroom, because there's a PlayStation 5 there, and you can celebrate Thanksgiving there.
I celebrate thinking something. Here's the thing. I'm 12th is perfectly fine with me. I think sooner the better. I'm ready for it today. The 12th, I think, is a good day. It's kind of random where it's a Thursday. I'm like, what the heck? That's a really random day. Then I put a Twitter poll up this week about now what do I do? Do I take Thursday and Friday off? Do I just take Friday off work? Do I take no days off work and just play it after work and on weekends? The unanimous, well, not unanimous, I guess not unanimous. About 70% of people said take both days, dog. And so you know what? I did it. I took both days off. So I have Thursday, Friday off. GameStop, that's where I got my pre-order. They don't know if that's going to be midnight release. They're going to at least open at noon. So I'm going to post up at 10, pick that up, beeline back home, and I am going to just, I'm going to play that so hard your head's going to pop off.
How are they not going to have a midnight release?
I'm hoping it's one of those things that they're like, we don't know. I mean, they didn't know they were giving pre-orders out that day until, I don't know, like right then. Like, no one tells them anything. So I'm hoping that's not true. But I guess as of now, they can't say or they don't know.
Are you going to get it on the 12th at noon? Is that what you're saying? That's what they're telling you at least?
As of right now, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we had a bet regarding that. Oh, yeah. It was, well, okay. We can cover it in a little bit about when we would have it in our hands. Certainly, I'm going to win that bet.
What are you talking about? My bet was no way.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah. So let's just talk real quick about the pre-orders, Adam. What did you end up pre-ordering?
So I received a disc version, HD camera, DualSense, an extra DualSense, of course, charging station. And we'll talk about this, but really the only game that I've found like I really want to play that's available is the Assassin's Creed.
Why are you even getting a PlayStation 5 if the only game on that list that you want is Assassin's Creed?
Because I want Godfall. I want The Pathless. I want Ratchet and Clank. I want Horizons Forbidden West. I want Final Fantasy 16. I want all these freaking games, Deathloop. I want all these games that aren't coming out. Dang it.
Okay. All right.
They're coming. And then once PSVR 2 comes, I mean, it is on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Hitman. Oh, we got Hitman.
Yeah.
Oh, Hitman's coming. It's coming soon.
So that's the thing. There's a lot of games coming out. There's a lot of games that will already be out when the PlayStation 5 comes out. And hopefully the enhancement is significant. Talking about like Cyberpunk 2077. I think that comes out like November 10th. And so, or November 1st, something like that. And then it'll be playable on the PlayStation 5, even if you bought the PS4 version. So that's already slated to be like one of the best games of the generation. And it's already going to be out right from the get-go. So I hope the enhancements are significant enough to where you're like, yeah, baby, I'm playing a PlayStation 5 game, and not, yeah, baby, I'm playing a PlayStation 4 game that's a little less blurry.
I will be really interested, since you still have a PS4, for you to play one of these games on both systems and tell us what the difference is.
That's a good idea. I should play. I'm going to get Cyberpunk, I guess. I'll play it on PlayStation 4 a little bit, and then when the PlayStation 5 comes out, I'll be like, oh, look at this. It's so much better. And then I'm going to justify my purchase instead of being embarrassed. So here's the thing. I scrambled. In the last episode, I talked about getting a pre-order at Target because I did not think that Sony was going to send those emails out that they said they'd send out. Well, lo and behold, I got one of the emails. Adam didn't because Adam only plays games that people buy for him, gets free copies of. So Adam spends $0 in the PSN marketplace. So Sony is not incentivized to have Adam buy a PlayStation 5. However, I am an idiot. I buy freaking every game, never have time to play them. They knew that. And so they threw one at me. And so it was a nice little experience, Adam. Let me just break it down for you. Here's what happened. I got an email. It said, guess what? Tomorrow at noon, Alex, he even said Alex. Tomorrow at noon, Alex, you're going to click this link and you're going to be put in line and you're going to wait in line. And then when you're at the front of the line, we're going to let you know that you can buy a PlayStation now. And so I clicked it. I was at work. At noon, I clicked it. And it said, guess what? You're in line, and you have a little over an hour wait. And I was like, I know this. It's a little over an hour. It means I'm going to be waiting all day. Well, then I looked at my phone again, and it said, you have 20 minutes. And I got super excited. Then I looked at it again. It said, you have 36 minutes. I went back in time, baby. And then it went ding, 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 and told me I was at the front of the line. And it said it was redirecting me to the store so I could buy a PlayStation. And for a split second, it flashed a PlayStation for me to pre-order at the store. And then it flashed back and put me back in line. I have no idea what the heck happened. My heart was broken. And so I suffered through again. And I finally made it through the line again. And it redirected me to a page that didn't have a PlayStation 5 on it. It just had the controller and the accessories and some games. And I felt embarrassed because I was so excited. And so I was like, I am not walking away from this empty-handed. I bought a controller and I bought Demon Souls. And I bought a charging station, and all that stuff was going to come to me day one, baby. I still have my Target pre-order. We were good. But I decided to try again on a computer instead of my phone, and the PlayStation loaded up. And so I went ahead and pre-ordered a PlayStation. I got to figure out what to do with this Target pre-order. I think I'm going to try to hook our buddy J-Brad up with it because I don't know if he got one or not. I'm not just going to give him a PlayStation 5, guys. So all this to say, Sony did I wish everybody could have done this queue process. It was really exciting. And once you're behind the curtain of the queue, you feel incentivized. You want to buy everything you can see. And that's kind of what I did, shamefully. So I got a lot of stuff coming in, Adam. I feel bad. I'm going to regret this.
And just so he didn't come on, he literally purchased everything. The Pulse 3D headset, the media remote, the charging station, the HD camera. He bought it all. You are the biggest sucker, and I'll tell you why in the second segment.
This is my first time with a console launch. Well, I got my big boy pants on. I got a big boy job, and I can buy some stuff, man. I've been in school and grad school my entire life. Finally, a console's coming out, and I got big boy money to spend on this damn straight. I'm gonna buy everything. I'm gonna sit there just bathing in the product in the boxes, and my wife's gonna look at me and say, "What are we supposed to eat tonight?" And I'm gonna say, "You're supposed to eat digital entertainment." Because that's all we have. That's all these kids have for the next month. Wait for the next paycheck, please. Hope my parents
go to the local Dairy Queen, get you a dilly bar, woman.
Get you a dilly bar, baby. Yes.
Okay, let's talk about games, because that's what I kind of mentioned. So in the showcase, they told you the prices, they told us the release date, all that good stuff. And then obviously they showed us some hardcore gameage. And I think we should tear that down, Alex. How about you go through the games? I'll tell you maybe very quickly what I thought, whether Adam, I care. And
you're
then
at your best. You're at your best when you're doing your off-the-cuff opinions. This is kind of like our PlayStation VR, PlayPS5 sales rendition. We're going to burn through this games list quick. It's going to be great. You guys are going to just be laughing the whole time. That's the way it's going to go. Right off the bat, I want to mention the PlayStation Plus collection. This was announced at the showcase. It's kind of Sony's answer to Game Pass. If you have a PlayStation Plus membership and a PS5, guess what? There's a back catalog of PS4 games that you can play, download to your system, and get going and playing them. Just going to list them off rapid fire. Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, Infamous Second Son.
Can I take over from here?
Sure,
I'm going to. The Last Guardian, don't care. The Last of Us Remastered, don't care. Monster Hunter World, don't care. Mortal Kombat 10, don't care. Persona 5, don't care. Ratchet & Clank, don't care. Resident Evil 7, don't care. Uncharted 4, don't care until dawn. Actually, interesting, but I still don't care. You want to know why I don't care, Alex? You want to know why the listeners should not care because this is last gen. I saw a joker today on Twitter bragging that he went out and bought a brand new PlayStation 4, a game, and like a PlayStation card to, I don't know, for the store or something. I'm like, you are a fool. Why would you do that? That is so stupid. I bet you still paid $400. You could have had a PS5 for that. Listen, I do not care about these. This is last gen, man. Those haptic triggers aren't going to be going off. You can't use those motion sensors. I mean, I don't care about this stuff. Give me the goods.
This is a good point, Adam. This is what I'm wondering is, are these games going to be enhanced? Are they going to work better because they're on the PlayStation 5? Are we going to have better load times? Are we going to have any DualSense functionality? You know, I want to play Days Gone. I never got that. I want to see if Bloodborne loads faster because I want to play Bloodborne more. I want to see if God of War is sharpened up. You know, they announced Ragnarok in the PlayStation Showcase. If you want us to play God of War, make it look better on the PlayStation 5. We're all looking at it. There's, 4 or 5 games on this list that I really wanted to play, but I always put off, and now I'm going to have access to them day one. So if the launch titles suck, bam, you better believe I'm going to be getting all up in that horse's butt in Last Guardian. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, do you think that's going to be playable in PSVR? That's going to be amazing if so. So this, yeah. We have a lot.
In what world, seriously, in what world are you going to be sitting there with your PlayStation 5 and you're going to have Godfall, and you're going to have Demon's Souls, and you're going to have The Pathless or Spider-Man or any of this stuff? Even think months out, and you're going to say, I don't want to play Final Fantasy 16. I want to play Days Gone. You're not going to do that. I'm going to forgo Hitman 3 in VR. I'm going to play Resident Evil 7, even though I've already played it for PS4. You're not going to do it unless you're crazy or have too much time on your hands. I guess it could be either one.
You're a real one, Adam, because you make a really good point. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to have that fancy console set up, and even if it sucks, I'm going to be like, all right, time to finally play my way through Hogwarts Alley or whatever the Harry Potter game is. 'Cause I got it. It's on the PlayStation 5, and I need to play this stupid console I spent too much money on with this stupid game I bought. I don't know why I bought it. I didn't buy Hogwarts Alley, whatever it's called. You're right, but I really do want to play Last Guardian. I know it's an old game, but it's the same people that
play it now before you have your PS5.
I don't have it now. That's the whole point, Adam.
Oh, my.
I don't have it.
Okay, let's go through the games for the PS5 that they did mention.
Yeah, all right. They opened the showcase up with a sizzle reel of a bunch of the games that are already announced. They all look great. Returnal, I want it so bad, but I don't know if these are launch titles or not. We don't know. So what we do know is that I think they started off with the Final Fantasy 16 Awakening trailer. And you didn't know it was Final Fantasy from the get-go. It was just kind of some medieval European dudes, and then it starts looking like Final Fantasy. Then you see them running around on Chocobo, then you know it's Final Fantasy. I will say, this is the best-looking Final Fantasy game, as in not just graphically. Yeah, graphically it was a powerhouse. It is the most entertaining-looking Final Fantasy game I've ever seen. Adam, Final Fantasy VII Remake looked good to me. Was this what Final Fantasy VII Remake is like?
Here's the thing, yeah. I think it's going to be potentially similar. And the thing was, I was kind of done with Final Fantasy until I played Final Fantasy VII Remake. That completely changed it. If that is the direction they are going Final Fantasy-wise, I am going to wear my medieval evil cloak and my gauntlets, and I'm going to be playing that game hard. And there's nothing nobody could do. And you know what? Yeah, I'm going to buy it for $80, but you know what? I'm going to sell it for $65. That's a 40-hour experience for $15, baby. You can't beat it. That's what this version can do for you. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Oh, yeah, it looked so good. The combat looked almost like Devil May Cry or something like that. It looked really involved. There was so much awesome particle effects going on. The story looked good. The voice acting did not seem like overwrought like typical Final Fantasy stupid voice acting. It just seemed like a really good story and characters and combat, and the world seemed interesting because it wasn't just too stupid fantasy. It was just kind of cool. Yeah, I think I texted you, Adam, this might be the first Final Fantasy game that I play because it looked really, and what a way to start the showcase. It was a surprise, and we all loved it. We all wanted it. Moving on, Adam, just as exciting for you, I know, is Hogwarts Legacy. How pumped are you for Hogwarts Legacy?
So not at all. I could care less about Harry Potter. But here's the thing: I was told by a friend that first of all, it's not Harry Potter. Also, I read something that said at some point in the game you choose. It's like you go through Hogwarts, you learn all this stuff, and at the end, when you graduate, you have to make the decision: do you want to, like, I guess, help save the world, or be a good wizard, or whatever, or become evil? You make that choice. That is intriguing because it's every little boy's dream to be a good little wizard. But you know what? I'm not a good little wizard. I'm not a little boy. I'm a big old man. And I think I got a little bad side I want to itch. And it's either smash my mom's face with a pan during Thanksgiving because I don't have my PS5, or take it out on Hogwarts and wherever Hogwarts is land-wise. So that almost has me a little interested. I still don't know if I'm ready to pull the trigger, though.
So I started watching this trailer, and it was like, okay, it's going to be Harry Potter. I don't really care. And then the developer's name flashed across the screen. It said Avalanche. And I was like, oh, my God. These are the guys that made Mad Max and make Just Cause and stuff. They're the best. I love them. I can't wait to see what I don't care about Harry Potter. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but Avalanche, I'm here for whatever games they make. Turns out it's not that Avalanche. It's a different Avalanche. They're the ones that made like Disney Infinity or something, which by all rights, it seemed like it was a good game.
And Kingdom Hearts 258 over 2 days.
Some asinine crap like that. So once I found that out, my interest just plummeted, man. Like the graphics looked good, but it is, it's PlayStation 5. The graphics better look good. I don't know what kind of game this is going to be, and I really don't know that I'm going to care. So I hate that neither one of us are Harry Potter fans, so we can't play to this fan service. But yeah, hey, I'm glad that they're doing it. It's kind of been rumored that they had a cool Harry Potter game coming out. I just don't think it's going to be up my alley, especially not with everything else that's coming out for the PlayStation 5 here in the near future. Next on the list, Adam, Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. They showed a very good gameplay demo, and it looked absolutely awesome. The fighting on the rooftop with all the bad guys. Adam, I know we talked about this a little bit. How are you feeling about the Spider-Man game? Are you going to play it?
Here's my thing. The gameplay, the actual gameplay, you're right, looks awesome. I mean, top notch. It looks incredible. However, my issue is that it's not only that I'm like indifferent on Spider-Man and Superman and superheroes and those type of plots, but I despise them. Even seeing the little bit of plot that they showed made me want to vomit in a thermos, heat it up in the microwave, and drink it again. I do not even want to come close. I hate the plot of superhero games, and it was so stupid. If you could take everything, every cutscene out of it and let me just play the game, maybe I would consider it. But that is how much I detest those type of things. And because of that, unfortunately, I just can't play this game.
So the gameplay looked immaculate. It looked fantastic and absolutely wonderful. So much so that I had to, of course, pre-order this. I didn't play this Spider-Man for PlayStation 4. I know it's amazing, and I know I'm going to have a wonderful time playing it. I'm glad that I waited, that I can play it on the PlayStation 5 as well, because you get it. If you pre-order, if you get the Ultimate Launch Edition, it comes with a PlayStation 5 version of the original Spider-Man game and this Miles Morales version. So I'm going to be up to my ears in web. Get it? Spider webs all over my body. That's what I'm going to have with this game. It looked great. Moving on, Adam, we had Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. They showed some gameplay from the campaign. This is a game that's already, like, the beta's out this week on PlayStation 4. It's pretty much already released. Adam, how come you and I have never really gotten into Call of Duty?
I think because I don't have a PlayStation. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I feel like Call of Duty, I could be completely wrong because I've never played it, but I feel like Call of Duty is a game that is much more fun when you play with friends. And I know one friend who plays Call of Duty. We just haven't tried it. Honestly, after playing Firewall Zero Hour, I know it shouldn't be wary. I know they're completely different games, different developers, totally different. I don't know. We haven't really tried it. We've been busy with, PSVR. That was our bread and butter here recently. And so maybe this is the first time we actually need to give this a go.
Yeah, I don't like it's just, that's the thing. A good developer, the engines are always rock solid. The game plays great. It's what it's supposed to be. But for some reason, I can never get excited about it. And I don't know if it's because it feels too samey. I hear they have good stories and stuff like that. But when I play it, it's like, I don't know. Like even the gameplay they showed seems so scripted. Yeah, it's cool, over the top, action packed. Somebody said is like Fast and the Furious, but like army shooting stuff. And I mean, I'd probably have a good time doing it, but I just can't get hyped for it. I can't get excited for it, and I don't know why. And this is a
I
similar thing.
think, yeah, my thing too is I really like games that think outside the box and that are unique. And knowing that, granted, that it's a very good first person shooter and it's war themed, like that's good, but it's not really unique to me. Okay, they changed the user interface and the guns, and maybe there's a few things here or there that are different, but at its face, it's still just a flat version of a first person shooter. And that doesn't excite me. You know, like Deathloop is interesting. The Pathless is going to be something new. You got the adaptive triggers with Hitman. Like there's all those other things have something going for them. And this, I know that I think it's part of why I haven't been that excited about
It just, yeah, I guess that's the thing. It seems kind of basic in the sense that it's trying to appeal to everybody. So it's not going to really take risks, which when these games take risks, they end up with something good. You just mentioned it. Speaking of risky stuff, Deathloop. They showed a little bit of the gameplay now, and it seems like it has an interesting conceit for Deathloop. You die, you restart. It's like Groundhog Day, but first-person shooter. And if I get this right, the gameplay in Deathloop is that you need to eliminate all of the other assassins in the level in one loop. And so that means you have to figure out how to orchestrate their locations and manipulate things in the game so that it's easier for you to kill them all. And that's how you apparently, quote unquote, win in the story. At the same time, you have this other character who is trying to kill you. And if she kills you, then she wins. And I mean, just that alone makes it fun. It's almost like, it reminds me of like a Quentin Tarantino film or something like that, like Pulp Fiction, where you have all these interweaving stories happening. Very inventive looking. The gunplay looks enjoyable, looks solid. And I just love the idea of like, oh, you're repeating the same level over and over again, trying to figure out how to make all these components work together so that you can solve the riddle and get out of the death loop. So is that what you're looking for, Adam? Is that the innovation you're looking for?
It is, but I think this is a game that I'm either going to really enjoy because they found a way to do something that sounds like it would be painful, but make it very enjoyable, or I'm going to absolutely hate it. Things like Bloodborne, where you die and then you play literally the same thing over and over. I hate that. And if that's, to think there's no way that you have to be 8 assassins and it could be a game that is hours long. There's no way you can do that in one loop. That would be nearly impossible. So either the game's not going to be long, maybe they have a thing where, I don't know, there's a ton of different modes and
I bet you get different death loops. I bet that's how it goes. Is you're trying to get through all the death loops.
And that wouldn't be bad at all. But if they just have one really long death loop and I get 80% of the way through it and die, I won't be able to do it. I hate replaying the same things. But it's definitely a game that's, I think, very interesting. I'm probably going to purchase it unless somehow, there are reviews that come out before and they're bad, which I doubt they will. So I don't know if I'll like it, but it's going to be a game I'm going to play.
You want to know what's going to make you not purchase the game? I want to say it right now, and this is why I'm excited. It's like Outer Wilds, but but like shooting.
What? No way.
Yeah, Deathloop, man. You repeat the loop over and over again until you finally figure out how to get out of the Deathloop. That is Outer Wilds. Every 22.
But Outer Wilds is so. It wasn't the loop that got me in Outer Wilds. Is that it was so boring.
Yeah, you're boring. Moving on, Adam. Resident Evil Village. They showed more footage. How you feeling about this?
If it were in VR, just take me now. Just take me now. It's over. But I really, really hope it's in VR. We don't know that. If it's not, I have to admit I'm going to be disappointed. I can't imagine it being a game that I'm not going to play either way. I just am going to hold on to my lucky stockings and hope that is in VR.
I don't even need move controllers or anything special. Just give me the DualSense, put it
Mm-hmm.
in VR. Like the engine's already built. Like it's stupid that it's not automatically in VR. I don't think. I think we're so close. I don't think Sony's going to announce any fancy stuff with the VR for the PlayStation 5 at the moment. It just seems like they're going to move on with the normal PSVR, and you just get what you get until 2 years down the road they need that bump in sales and they release PSVR 2. Cool, whatever. We got PlayStation 5. This is PlayPS5, the podcast. So we're going to have to live with that. It looks Resident Evil 8 Village looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Like you, I feel like it's going to have to come out in VR at some point. Why not? What a huge missed opportunity if they don't do it. So I might hold out and not get it and just hope that VR comes out, and then I'm run the risk of never playing the game. And that's just the way it goes, you know? All right, next up, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. So it's like a remaster or remake, something like that. Super fancy special Devil May Cry 5 with the new PlayStation 5 graphics. Adam, I don't think you know anything about Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry at all, do you?
Well, what I can tell you, I don't, but what I can tell you from the trailer, it has me confused.
Yeah.
Because the sprites, the characters look really big.
Yeah.
It almost looks like a fighting game,
Yep.
but it has the gameplay of like Final Fantasy VII Remake. A little more showy and a little more aesthetically pleasing, I suppose. But I don't know what this game is. And I go from being like that I'm really interested in, and then parts of it I'm like, I'm not interested at all. I don't know what this is, and I can't tell if I want to play it or not.
Have you ever played did you ever play God of War or
I played on the PSP for like 30 minutes.
like Ninja Gaiden? Anything like that?
Like back in the Super Nintendo, yeah.
No, like the three. So it's one of those games. It's like an action beat 'em up type game where you have like these, kind of complicated combos, and the whole idea is like trying to chain and, get so many hits and try to fight in the most stylish way possible. The combat looks similar to Final Fantasy, but it's way more direct than Final Fantasy. Whereas in Final Fantasy, you're kind of at a higher level setting up strategies and stuff and saying like, okay, do this attack and he'll do his fun flip and stuff. In this, it's like you're doing the buttons to make him do the flip. So you're actually...
Ooh, see, that's what I was afraid of. Yeah, I will not like that.
Yeah, I'm a fan of those. Those can be really fun if I can get involved and figure out what's going on. And this game's all about really crazy high levels of action. They just turn the action meter up to 11. He's riding a motorcycle, then he like surfboards on a bad guy while eating pizza and slicing demons and it's stupid and it's stupid fun and it's super exciting. I never played Devil May Cry 5. It got tons of great hype. Like I said, just like with Spider-Man, I'm happy to come around on the PlayStation 5 version and really enjoy the best possible version of this game. So it's interesting. I think it's a launch title. I think they announced that this is officially coming out at launch. So yeah, I'm into it. Next up, this is the weirdest one, Oddworld Soulstorm. Did you ever play the Oddworld games, Adam? It came out on PlayStation 1 as the first one. I think they followed up with an Xbox game. And then there's just been some other there was like a first-person shooter spinoff called Stranger or something like that. Have you ever heard of these?
No, and it looks absolutely atrocious.
It's like a slow-paced puzzle type game, like Lemmings. And the tone is all over the place because the guy the Lorne Lanning, he's a respected game developer. There must be something going on in this game. I don't really seem to care about the story. I know there's something about these characters in Oddworld, like they die a lot, they get squished and mutilated and stuff, and they're weak, and somehow they still succeed. I don't get it. I don't understand it. The guy thinks it's going to be funny that these guys get massacred, but it doesn't. The tone doesn't seem like a funny game. It doesn't even seem like a dark comedy. It just seems like straight up tragic, and we're supposed to relish in that, which kind of has me interested, but I don't think I have it in me to enjoy like a gross version of Lemmings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not interested in this at all. You're right. Every trailer you've seen, especially the first one, it looks like it's going to be like an epic game and a story of either a character or someone defeating the odds, and which maybe in a way it is. But then they turn it to try to make like really bad, lame jokes. And then, like you were mentioning, it showed some people getting crushed and stuff. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not interested at all. I'm not playing that.
It's one of those ones that I expect the reviews will come out and they'll be good, But if they're like in like the 7 range, then I'm not interested. But if they come out and it's like people are like, listen, they finally did it. This is like a 9 out of 10. Then I'll probably take the dip and see what's happening. I feel bad. The budget looks like it was pretty big for this game, and I think they're expecting big sales for it. And I just don't know who is interested in this. I never hear anybody talk about the series, so I don't know who this is for.
I don't understand why games like this have come out, and Five Nights at Freddy's, and a couple of these others that, like, why those, and why are you not backing Ratchet and Clank for it to be a launch title? Or,
I mean, Ratchet and Clank, I'm pretty sure it is a launch title, and it's got all the hype it needs. So these are like new showcases for these games. And
I look, man, Ratchet and Clank, they still say it's a launch window, which when I did further research, they're saying a launch window could be within a year.
ugh.
So from that, I mean, we don't know, but I'm kind of not anticipating it being there at launch, which I'm like, why? I don't want Oddworld Souls. Give your money to someone else. Let them purchase more people. Give me a freaking game that's actually good. Who is going to play that? I just don't understand.
That's the thing. It might be really good, but I'm never going to touch it. Moving on, Five Nights at Freddy's, Security Breach. These games are supposed to be really scary, and the VR one's supposed to be good and scary. And all I know is that my little cousins, when they were like 10 and 11, they like to play Five Nights at Freddy, and they played them on the phone, and this is like a better version of that. And so it was just hard for me to get up for it. You know, when I know that it's like little kids were the ones who got excited about it, even though it's probably pretty scary, it's hard for me to get into it and get pumped for it. It's probably popular with, those little kids who were excited about Five Nights at Freddy back in the day. They're probably adults now with adult money, and they're buying a PlayStation 5, and now Five Nights at Freddy's is out. That's for them. I'm sure it's going to sell like gangbusters and do really well. I just don't. I don't know. It's PlayStation 5, man. I don't need a simulator like I'm sitting around looking at security cameras of Chuck E. Cheese. I want to run around and fight that robotic bear. I don't know. I don't get it. Do you know anything?
If it were in VR, I would potentially pull the trigger. Probably would pull the trigger. I would love for you to give me a game, Alex, that would actually scare me in a flat version of a game. I just don't think it's possible. I really don't. How can you scare someone? And I guess, how can you scare me when you're too detached? I'm watching a TV screen. You can't be scared. If I ever start to get scared, I look over to the right. Oh, I'm safely in my living room. Now in VR, when you forget that you're in a video game, yeah, that is effing terrifying. It's not going to be scary. They may have some jump scares. That's not fun. I'm not interested in this.
What a negative Nancy you are. Here we go. Pulling you out of this pit. I'm just going to say it, Demon's Souls, best game I've seen so far. One of my favorite games of all time. Favorite soundtracks of all time. Favorite story of all time. Just absolute masterpiece of a game. I said on the last episode, I'd be willing to pay $150 for it. It's coming out at launch. $69 for the Demon's Souls PS5 remake. And this trailer looked freaking gorgeous. Everything I want. It looks like the way I remember Demon's Souls looking before I remember that Demon's Souls is a PlayStation 3 game. Adam, are you going to play this?
I do not think I am. And it's because, one, you're right, it looks good, but none of the freaking trailers show any gameplay.
The showcase was the gameplay. That was the gameplay.
Well, then it looks like crap.
It looked beautiful.
I mean, it's pretty, but I can't tell what you do.
Did you not see him running through the arena, slashing all the monsters coming at him, and then he gets smashed by the big monster?
Okay.
Did you not even watch the showcase?
I did, but it looked like a cinematic, which goes to show you how good it looks.
Yeah, the gameplay looks cinematic.
I saw no life bar. I saw no item slots. Yeah. I don't know what you're supposed to do. And then I will admit, you did tell me you didn't think I would like it. So that also has played a part in the decision why I've made not to purchase it.
It was like the first game that's like Bloodborne. If you didn't like Bloodborne, you might have a hard time liking this. It's just so perfect. Everybody should get this game. This should be the most purchased game of all time. It's just absolutely magnificent. Moving on.
Does it not upset you that we've already talked about this, but just chew on this, listeners? They are charging $70 for a game that's already made. I'm just like, it's fine. I understand it's next gen. It's new. They had to redo some things to put it out on this new console, but that's pretty stiff.
So
like at least Final Fantasy VII, like they added things and they changed the gameplay.
They're adding things to this and changing the gameplay too. There's a lot of adjustments that could have been made to this game that they had to. When this game first came out on the PlayStation 3, nobody knew much about it. It was kind of a cult classic that just developed a huge following, but the game was already made, and there's all they just kind of backed off from it. And it was before people really added lots of content after the fact. So there's a lot of things that the developers probably wanted to add but ran out of the budget to do, and you could see it. And now the hope is that that stuff will have been added. There was like a whole world that they meant to add, but they ran out of time, and now hopefully they've had time to add it back in. So I am so excited for this. It's okay. You don't have to play it, Adam. I'll play it, and I'll just not talk to you anymore. That's easy. Easy.
Hey, if you buy it digitally, I'll play it.
Because I'll give you the physical version or something? Oh, I see. You're going to rip off my account. Yeah. All right. Jackhole.
We're not talking about Fortnite. Fortnite's next on the list. I'm not talking about it.
All right. I think that's it for the list. And they had another Deathloop trailer, did another sizzle reel. They announced it when everything's coming out. So, yeah, that was a showcase. That's basically everything we wanted to know about the PlayStation 5. And it just, man, my hype is through the roof. They did it. I was getting so bummed out not having information, not knowing what's going on. I thought I wasn't going to be excited when it happened. Lo and behold, they showed Demon Souls and they showed Spider-Man and they gave us the price. And I just cannot wait until November. How many months? It's literally 2 months until it comes out. And I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, here's the thing. Alex is easily impressed and satisfied. I'm a little harder to get. I'm a little hard to bed. I have my doubts still kind of a little disappointed in the games they put out. But in segment 2, I hope you stick with it through the break because we have some beam bets. We are going to talk about the accessories that you can pre-order with your PS5, which of those you should, which of those you shouldn't pre-order along with it. And then, of course, we're always having fun with your auntie over here. Stick with us. Here comes segment 2. This is segment 2 of Play PS5, the podcast. I just ate a dilly bar and a whole pomegranate lemonade. Shouldn't have done that because I lost some over-unders. I'm going to be eating some Bean Boozles. It's going to be nasty. But before you ruin my night, Alex, let's talk about the accessories that Sony is going to be releasing with the PS5, starting with the media remote. So, Alex, I guess I've already spilled the beans. Which one of these have you purchased of the accessories?
All right. Here I'm stupid. I purchased all of them. Like I said, you get behind that little queue, that page they had, and I was like, I need to take advantage of this opportunity. I want to open a big box full of everything that PlayStation 5 has to offer, so I even bought the media remote. I will say this was the very last thing I purchased, as in it was the bottom of my list. But I saw that it was only like, $29.99? That seems kind of stupid for a TV remote. But still, it looked sleek. It looked nice. And I would like to be able to use some of the PlayStation functionality without having to dig out my DualSense or let my kids have their grubby hands on the DualSense. It's much easier to teach my wife how to find Netflix and stuff on the PlayStation 5 with that rather than the video game controller. So, yeah, that's why I got it. It's aesthetically pleasing. It has Spotify, has the preset buttons of Spotify, Netflix, Disney Plus, and I forget what the other one is.
Okay, here's the thing. I made a YouTube video. I put it out tonight. of these accessories and which ones you should pre-order and shouldn't. And I go somewhat in depth in each one. And I gotta admit, the media remote was the only one that I could not truly fight for in why you should purchase it. Because here's the thing. Everything the media remote does, you can do with the DualSense. Oh, okay. Instead of getting the Netflix by just pushing one button, you're going to have to scroll over a few apps and then hit the X button. Dang.
That sucks.
That was hard. $30?
YouTube
Dude,
is
so
the fourth
small,
button.
you're going to lose it. You're going to end up sitting on it. It's going to go up your rectum, and it's going to be there for about 4 months before anyone even realizes it's gone.
I'll be changing channels on Netflix with my farts.
Yeah. So I just really $30, that's a ripoff. The aesthetics, it's going to be hidden. It's not like that's going to be forefront. To me, it's a waste of money. So that is my least favorite of all these accessories. I can't even come up with a reason why I would want that. You have a smart TV. If you want Netflix, use the smart TV. Like, it has no other function, Alex. Play, pause. There's no other function.
You don't know. You don't know. And that's the thing. What if it's a DualSense remote? What if when I'm watching something on Netflix, the smells come out of it?
Yeah, You're dumb. That is the worst of the accessories, I think, by far. And, of course, you still took it bait, line, and sink.
It's because we are PlayPS5, the podcast. The listeners want to know, man. The listeners want to know how these are when they come out. I'm doing this for the listeners, all right, and the viewers, and your auntie, because she doesn't know how to use a DualSense, and she's gonna want to watch Mulan with me.
Hey, I heard that's controversial. I don't know. I don't want to say anything racist.
Your mom loves things controversial. She loves doing things that are
my auntie.
racy.
Next, let's talk about the Pulse 3D headset. So this is one that, I kind of thought about it because here's the thing. So obviously, as PSVR fans, we know what 3D audio can do to change a game's atmosphere and improve the game experience. And that we don't exactly know how the 3D audio with the flat games and PS5 is going to work. But we do know is that the headphones are noise canceling. They're wireless. There's a couple hidden microphones within the headset. So if you do streaming or you want to talk while you're playing the games, it has easy access controls. It just uses a little dongle that you can put in your PS5 that works, again, wirelessly. And then it does supposedly last up to 12 hours on a single charge. For me, the biggest negative on this was the fact that it's $100. So what was your thought process? Did you just want it? We have some headsets from VR already. What made you purchase this?
It's Sony's flagship headset. I never got into the whole Sony Gold headset or Platinum headset that they had before because those didn't have the 3D audio for the PSVR. This apparently does have the 3D audio. Sony's made such a big deal out of the audio for the PlayStation 5, and I don't have a setup to take advantage of that. I either buy like a big fancy sound system and figure out how to set that up and work in my living room, or I get this headset, which is supposed to be just as good. It just goes around my ears. So I went with that option. Also, I got young kids. They can't be hearing the bad words that are coming out of my Hogwarts alley. So I want the headset to not wake them up. I don't want my wife to know the embarrassing things that are being said to me when I play Persona 5 and I'm macking on these Japanese schoolgirls. It keeps my dirty thoughts secret and keeps the violent thoughts quiet. And that's going to be part of it. Also, it's the flagship Sony headset. It looks cool. It looks cool, and I'm excited about that. I'm buying into this PlayStation 5 ecosystem 100%. I don't want to feel like I have left anything on the table. This is, like I said, I'm going to wear my big boy pants this generation. I'm going to go all in, and I want to have it all.
So, over under 3 times that butt sex enters the Demon Soul world.
I've played Demon Souls, man.
How many times? Is that why you want the 3D headset?
Over. It's 7.
I knew it. Okay, next we got the HD camera. So I purchased one of these as well. And so the camera boasts 2 lenses, 1080p capture, obviously works seamlessly with the PS5. There's a built-in stand for it. The biggest thing here that I found to be an improvement and something interesting is that it has a background removal tool. So you could be streaming, it's going to put you in the foreground of your stream. So instead of having to have that stupid rectangular box that just shows everything within that box, it's going to put you front and center, no background. It's going to make your streams look a lot better. But let's be honest, Alex, you and I got this because we are guessing. We don't know. We are guessing that PlayStation is going to continue to use the camera for virtual reality. We don't know when PSVR 2 is coming out, but we're going to guess it's going to use this camera. And when it does, we're going to have it. So why not go ahead and get it? You're thinking, I'm assuming, with something very similar to mine. What were the exact reasons why you purchased the camera?
I thought that it's going to have to be PlayStation VR in some capacity. Like that, it's got to be used somehow. I really hope so, because what I'm reading now on the website about this camera, it looks like it's 100% to take advantage of streaming and capturing you while you're streaming and recording you while you're streaming, which is good. We do that. You know, we're going to do the 12 days of December or whatever, something like that. We're going to be streaming a lot, and yeah, we can finally be in the shot. Great. I'm happy about that. But I will be disappointed if that is the only use for this camera when we got so much good use out of the PlayStation 4 camera. So there you go. That's the thing. It's got 2 lenses. It's got to do something stereoscopic. You don't need 2 lenses, two cameras to just do streaming. So that's, yeah.
I mean, you know, maybe something has to do with the background removal. I don't know. It is $59.99, so $60. So if you don't have virtual reality, you don't plan on getting virtual reality, and you don't stream, there isn't a single reason I can think of to purchase this unless I'm missing something. Is there any reason, Alex, you would think?
Unless the games somehow use it, right? Unless there's something cool that the games do that use it. And I don't know what that's going to be. And it's going to be rare because it's not a mandated accessory, but hopefully they got something cool here.
Yeah, I have my doubts on that. But again, the streaming thing is kind of cool. Obviously, virtual reality, that's going to be clutch when it uses that, assuming it does. Okay, next, we have the charging station. So obviously, this is pretty simple. It's $29.99, which honestly, let's be honest, that's pretty steep for a charging station. We know inevitably at some point after launch, we are going to get hit with a bunch of third-party options as well that are going to be cheaper. But the thing is, this charging station has a couple advantages. Number one, you're going to get it on launch day. 2, who wants to charge their DualSenses with an actual cord? No one wants to do that. And then 3, it does match the aesthetics and the modern appeal of the PS5. So if you're trying to set up a game room and you're just in general, your gaming setup, you want to be very modern and you want it to flow well, that's going to match perfectly. And so those would be the reasons why you purchased this. I purchased one of those. I feel like that's pretty high on the list on purchasing. I'm assuming you got one, Alex, for the same reasons.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The most important part about it is that it frees up a USB port. You know, you're not going to have a USB port hogged up by your controller needing to charge your controller. And I never used to get a charging station. I got one for my Wii U of all things, and it is the most useful. The only reason I keep my Wii U out now is because I can set it on the charging station and not have to worry about where I'm setting things down. I don't have my controllers flying all over the place. I can have one controller charging, and then when the controller dies, it does that automatic switch over, and I don't have to stop gaming. I don't want to stop gaming, and this is going to prevent that from happening. And then, like you said, the aesthetics, man. You get all in on the ecosystem. It's going to be much easier for me to convince my wife on an interior design level to let me leave these things lying around the living room if they all look like the same aesthetic and design. And that's what I'm hoping this charging stand does. It makes her okay with the fact that we got video game controllers all over the living room if they all look cool.
Do you remember the hardware reveal where they just had a bunch of those black and blue balls and they like morphed and they were Yeah, you should just put a bunch of those around your living room.
Yeah, you ever heard of Orbeez? They're little plastic balls. They get wet. They
Yeah,
swell up. I'm gonna pick out all the blue ones. Pick out all the blue ones and then spray my living room with them and fill them up with water. And then just bathe in that.
boom, that would be awesome. Yes,
Yeah,
you would be the Sony house.
I'm gonna be the Sony house.
You
I'm
are
in
the
talks.
Sony
I'm in
house.
talks with Mark Cerny. He's coming to my house to make it the Sony house.
Nice. Okay, obviously the last and most important, in my opinion, accessory that you should purchase is an extra DualSense controller. Very simple here. Honestly, the controller, I don't know why, it is quite possibly the most exciting thing about the PS5 I'm excited for. Haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, built-in microphone, better battery, motion sensors, integrated speaker, a create button that replaces that share button. You know, just the possibilities of those things are limitless, almost assuming that developers use them. And then here's also even the most basic thing. If you have a PS5, you're going to be talk of the town. Your friends, family, my auntie, they're going to come to your house. They're going to sit on your couch. They're going to want to know, what does next gen look like? And it's going to be real embarrassing if you're like, oh, wait, hold up, sorry, we got to take turns because I only have one controller. Or, oh, we can't play Destruction All-Stars. You're just going to have to watch me play because I don't have another controller. You know, if they're out, you can't get one. But they're $69.99, kind of expensive, right along of what the DualShock was. And that price isn't going to go down anytime soon. These are going to be hefty pieces of hardware. They're going to last for years. It's worth the investment. You should pull the trigger. Alex, how many did you purchase?
I got an extra one extra one. I don't know who's going to use it, but at the very least, it's a backup one in case something happens. My kids spill Kool-Aid on one. I have one ready to go. It's an expensive backup in that sense, but there's a very rare chance I might be able to get somebody roped in. You know, one of my daughters is getting old enough to actually play video games with me, so I'd like to have a second one on hand in case, maybe I should be getting Sackboy and I can play multiplayer that way. I don't know, but it feels wrong to me to not have two controllers for a console. It seems like you're delegating yourself to only play by yourself all the time.
And I will say there have been times for my PS4, I only have one controller. I don't know why, but I do. And there were many times, I would say maybe 5 times, people came over and I was showing them virtual reality, and I, brought up what's that game? Black Cat Cooperative or
Black Hat Cooperative, yeah.
Black Hat. I know cat wasn't right. Black Hat Cooperative, and you need 2 controllers, and we couldn't play. It sucks because you want to play. It's more meaningful if you can play with people. So that was definitely the one accessory that I absolutely had to have. So my rankings, Alex, in terms of the accessory you should try hardest to get, to not really care, would be the DualSense, the charger, the Pulse 3D headset, the camera, and the media remote. Do you agree with those listings, or do you think there's a different order that you would have put them in?
Charger's the cheapest one, but I think it might be the most important one because I really hate losing a USB port to the charger. If you're getting the Pulse 3D headset, that runs off of a USB plug-in apparently, so you need to have that available. So the charger is the most important because I need a place to put my controller that's not just on the floor or on a table or something like that where it can get broken easily. Then next is DualSense, like I said, as a backup, play with somebody else. Then next would probably be the Pulse 3. I think we have the same. Yeah, I think we have the same order. We flip-flop the DualSense and the charger. I need the charger. I need it regardless.
Yeah, I mean, even if you only have one controller, who wants to plug their controller in? The only reason I put it at 2 is because if you wait a couple months after launch, you're going to be able to get one from Power A, and it's going to probably be cheaper, maybe, I think.
Well, if you have a podcast, they might give you one, and then you have to shout them out every single damn episode.
That's right, baby. Power A. Here's the thing. Now, Alex, I am not looking forward to this.
You've been putting it off. It's time to pay up, buddy. Time to pay up. We got some bets we made. We got the overs and the unders. Adam, let's stroll through this meadow of pain that we have here. Yeah, the release date, Adam. We know the release date, but we had a bet going, and then we wanted to double down on that bet. So initially, the release date, we asked, is it going to be before or after November 10th, 2020? Let's get this one out of the way real quick. Adam, you picked after, and you were right. It's coming out November 12th, not November 10th. So that means I eat a bean. So do you want to go ahead and spin? Can I spin for myself? Is that allowed?
No.
Okay.
That's part of it.
All right.
So I'm going to spin. I'm going to enjoy it because this is the only time you'll get to spin. And you have landed on dead fish or strawberry banana smoothie.
What? Do I even have that? That's this one that looks like Tutti Frutti or something?
It should be. It's kind of bright.
Yellow and red?
Yeah.
Yellow, red, and peach. Okay, let's do it. God, this is going to suck. The strawberry banana smoothie could be really good. For those who don't know, we're eating those jelly bean boozled jelly belly things. All right, here we go. Down the hatch. Let's get done with this.
Okay, let's try not to.
It is certainly a dead fish.
Oh, dude, dead fish is nasty too when you actually get one of those. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Okay, so the listeners
explain the next bet, please.
Okay, so the next okay, I'm really enjoying it because I'm about ready to eat 3 beans. We doubled down and we said, is the release date going to be before or after the 20th? I picked the after. I thought it was going to come out on the 20th. Regardless of how the semantics of it, it obviously came out way before. So unfortunately, I shouldn't have taken that second bet. I did, and because of it, I'm going to pay, and I might pay with my life.
Welcome to Beantown, bitch. Let's see what you get.
What bean is it going to be?
Yes, it is booger or juicy pear, Adam.
Okay,
this
isn't bad.
Or
this
juicy
isn't
pear.
A bad bean.
It should be noted that both of these are good to Adam because Adam likes to eat his boogers anyways.
Oh.
A little cheesy, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's juicy pear. What? It was just bitter. It was like sour almost.
Like I said, Adam doesn't know the difference between fruit and his own boogers. That's just how gross Adam is.
Okay, next bet. So far, I'm off on a good start. 1 bean, 1 juicy pear. This one, I mean, I'm glad I'm wrong, but I was definitely wrong. Launch price for the disc version. I said, or over under was $549. I said over. I still think had Xbox not come at $499, I think it would have been $599. As it is, I am wrong by $100. I'll gladly take it. It is time for me to pay the piper.
I'm quiet because the dead fish, I swallowed it. It's coming back up. It feels awful.
Dude, yeah, your stomach is going to be upset. You're going to be tossing and turning tonight.
And you're on dead fish, so there you go, Adam.
What? I didn't see it spun. That's not fair.
You're on dead fish. I spun
I'm going to trust you.
Yeah. I'm not trying to cheat you out of this, Adam. I'm just, I'm too miserable to be conniving.
Dead fish. Yep, okay.
Probably bring a smoothie. I'm getting off this podcast and coming over to your house and kicking your ass.
Strawberry banana smoothie.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Dude, it's so good.
This reminds me, there was this one time in first grade where if you, like, every time you read a book, you get to put a ticket in the raffle. And if you win the raffle that week, you get to get a prize in the prize box. Well, one day I was like, screw it. I'm getting a prize in the prize box no matter what. I stayed all weekend in my room reading every book I could find. I got like 25 tickets. And then it was time to do the raffle. Out of like 30 tickets, I had 25 of them. And I still didn't win the raffle. Some other kid. Why did I read all those books? That's the most books I ever read in my life. I read more books then than I ever read at any point. All the other books combined. This feels like that. I came out beautifully with these bets, and you're getting rewarded with your delicious beans.
Yeah.
And the boogers that you eat anyways. I hate your guts.
This one I'm going to jump the gun because I do not think I'm right. Playable PS5 games at launch.
Yeah, these are
PS4 games.
Yeah, these are not games that you can play on the PS4. These are games that you can only play on the PS5. Talking about like Miles Morales can only be played on the PS5. New Ratchet & Clank only played on the PS5. How many of those available at launch? The line was 21. Adam picked the optimistic over. I
didn't know half their games were going to be cross-platform or cross-gen. So
if you did a little bit of research or had a little bit of insight, I can't even talk trash because my stomach feels so terrible. So, all right, let me turn this around. So
let me see it. Let me see you spin, you cheater. Okay.
Peach or barf, man. Peach
Oh no!
or barf.
This is the worst one.
This is it. Please give him a barf. It'll make this all worth it if Adam eats a barf. It'll make it all worth it. Come on.
It's peach. It's peach. It's peach. Dude, I am fruity. 3 out of 3, baby. This is the best night of my life.
Listeners,
I have a PS5 pre-order. Alex ate a dead fish, and I ate 3 good jelly beans. I defied the odds. Oh my! They're probably gonna end up accidentally putting one of those remotes into my PS5 bag and not notice. Yeah, baby, let's go.
Adam, we messed up your pre-order, so here we're sending you your PlayStation 5 early, and here's a media remote for free. Also, have Astrobot VR that nobody knows about. There you go.
Oh, dude, that was a good peach too, dog.
Yeah,
that was good.
Every bean that's not a barf is a good bean. I'm so angry.
Dude, this was what a way to end the podcast.
What other bets do we have coming up soon? We have the how much money that is Adam going to spend on the pre-order. Adam's trying to weasel his way out of this bet. The line was set at 807. I picked the under, meaning Adam, he hasn't spent that yet. And he's waiting to try to buy some games to get himself up.
No, the thing is, I just don't remember how many games I said I would purchase.
We did set some stipulations. Listeners, if you know what it is that Adam had to do, I'll go back and listen. We got to make this man eat a bean. Think of some bets that we can drop on each other.
I ate 3 beans right now, son.
Okay. Listen, guys, if you have a bet that you want us to make so Adam can punish himself, if you have a better way to punish Adam so he doesn't just keep eating candy, I don't think he bought the bad beans. I think he just bought a bunch of good jelly beans and he's sucking it up. Or he likes to eat barf. Anyways, that's it for this episode of Play PS5, the podcast. Please listen to us. Please let us know what you pre-ordered. Did you get all the stuff? Or did you get none of the stuff? Are you still trying to hunt down a pre-order? How did that whole thing shake out for you? And what games are you going to get with it? What game did you most like in the showcase? We learned about some new stuff. Just communicate with us. We are contact@playps5podcast.com or hit us up on Twitter @PlayPS5Podcast. Is that it? PlayPS5 the pod?
I think pod, whatever.
Play PS5. Look up Play PS5 on Twitter. You're going to see us there. Comment on YouTube. We get a lot of YouTube interactions. Adam's really good at talking to people on that. So what we love, give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, tell your auntie, tell your family, review us on iTunes because somehow that helps us out. I don't know how, but I'd love for you to take us to the top, and we would love to take you with us. Stop playing with yourself. Play PS5.